Hi everyone, welcome to Chapter 9. For Chapter 9, we're going to be looking at comparative advantage and the gains from international trade. You'll notice that the U.S. is facing a lot of challenges when looking at international trade. International trade is a very important part of our economy. When we look at international trade, you notice that exporting and importing creates a lot of challenges, because when you look at exporting and importing, you'll notice that we have to focus on how to create more jobs in an economy. And that's one of the ways to create more jobs, is if we're able to export more. And some of the challenges we're facing is how countries will react to each other. When we look at the exporting industry, you'll notice that tariffs are used to change the way demand of a country will be looking at. You'll look at a country, and if you use a tariff, they will restrict the amount of imports that are brought in. And when you restrict the amount of imports that are brought in, that'll create more jobs in the economy, because the domestic economy will have to supply more. Now, when we look at the U.S., we look at a tariff, and a tariff is a tax on an imported good. And an imported good is a good that's produced in another country and that is brought over to the domestic economy. Whereas an export is a good that is produced in the U.S. and then shipped outside of the country. And when we look at exporting is very important. Exporting is a way that the U.S. can produce more goods inside the country. And when you're able to produce more goods inside the country, they're produced using domestic jobs and they can be shipped out, the goods. When you look at this graph, you'll notice that we have been experiencing a trade deficit where our exports have not grown as fast as our imports. And this creates a lot of challenges for an economy to deal with. And the economy has to deal with these challenges in terms of bringing about changes to try to stimulate more exporting in an economy. And when you're able to stimulate more exports, that'll create more opportunities. There's many different countries that specialize in exporting and importing. You notice that China is one of the leading exporting countries in the U.S. compared to the United States. And this will probably only grow, because the goal of China is to try to bring about changes in terms of exporting policies to create more opportunities. And that's very important to evaluate. So for this week, we're going to be looking at the role of comparative and absolute advantage. And comparative advantage is looking at the analysis of who can produce at the lower opportunity cost, whereas absolute advantage is who produces more. So these are some of the concepts that we're going to be looking at this week. If you have any questions, please let me know as I look forward to your effort.
Thank you.
Say no excuses for no time.
Get him.